Hello everybody, my name is Jess, also known as Jess the Frog, and welcome to my podcast, the Jinbu podcast. So in this podcast, we're gonna invite people from many domains that involve the progress of humanity. So you can expect people from many domains. We're gonna talk about technology, Web 3.0, gaming, and even philosophy. So hang on, because my first invitee is gonna be someone I feel I already know. I've encountered him once in France at Auxerre in a crypto event, and we're both in the VeVe community, so I feel I know him pretty much, but that's not true. So I want to know more about him, I want to know his perspective, and as I said earlier, I want to talk about human progress. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna switch to Sanjay Bascaran. Let's go. Switch.
All right, my friend. You ready?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Isn't it?
Let's go.
All right, very good.
What a surprise.
All right. Let me set the camera correctly.
No problem.
First of all, thank you very much for having me on your channel. It's my pleasure to be here. A big hello to all of your audience. I think you have a very large French audience, French-speaking audience. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna post this on two channels, on my new English channel, but mainly on my French, and I'm over 600 people. Yeah,
and it's Canadian French as well as the French from France.
That's Canadian French, because I'm talking French, pretty much Canadian French, but like 80% of my followers are French from Europe, France, etc.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Very nice. So a big hello to everybody. Thank you very much to everybody for the hospitality. I wanted to say a big thank you to the French community that's in Auxerre. They came to Auxerre, and it was very well organized. Fanny Carbonell, Max, Benjamin, all of them, they did such an incredible job to welcome everybody. As someone who was going from America into, it's not Paris, it's Auxerre, it's a smaller town, but we felt very, very welcome. It was a well-organized event. So a big thank you to everybody from the VeVe community in France for welcoming us. Also to the organizers of Crypto XR, they were very hospitable. They were very nice towards the VeVe fam. So made us all feel very welcome. So, really thank you for all of that there.
I can't say better, because I'm not from there. Yes, that was my first travel around the world too. So I was welcome with their arm wide open. It was an incredible journey for me. I can't say more. That's what.
Yeah. And the German community was great as well. The German community was just incredible. I wanted to say a big thank you to them as well. When I landed in Paris, Felix from the VeVe German fam was there. Okay. And they basically said, look, when we come to America, you guys are nice to us, but when you come here, we're going to take care of you. And so Felix was already in Auxerre. He drove 4 hours to go to Paris to the airport, and he waited for 4 hours to pick me, VeVe Magic, and Max, and then he drove us. So he spent the whole day just to pick us up from Paris and take us to Auxerre. And VeVe Meister took us on the way back from Auxerre to Paris.
Auxerre to the airport.
Yeah, and so you just when you think about the VeVe community, and when you think about the passion that people have, not just for the project, but for each other, the community. It's a very strong community. It's an amazing community. It's like your family. How many times have you gone to a new city and your family comes picks you up? A lot of times you take an Uber to go wherever you gotta go. So I really
totally understand. And you're talking about it. I got the chills. I don't got much hair on my arms, but I got the chills because, oh my God, that was so incredible. Yeah. Everybody was like so kind with me. To a certain extent, I was so surprised because
Yeah.
I arrived there and everybody was like, I was talking to someone, and at every like 5 to 10 minutes, someone was coming behind for me. Hey, Jess, yeah, the frog. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not a superstar. What the hell? No, that was just like community love, sharing the feeling, sharing the excitement. My mind was like, oh my God, what the hell? I wasn't expecting that at all. That was my first VeVe event, and I'm gonna try to go to every one of them now. That's so incredible. To be honest, best feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's great. You know, before we start talking about me or my journey on VeVe or just my journey in life, I wanted to share a little bit about that with everybody, because your channel especially. And it was great to meet you, by the way. Very impressed with meeting you as well. We spent a little bit of time in Auxerre together speaking. I really enjoyed that, and the other people from our French community that were there. I got to enjoy one dinner with you guys, which was great. Late night dinner at 11:30.
Yeah, that was pretty nice, and I hope we're gonna have more time in the future. Even like next time I'm gonna go to Auxerre, I'm gonna try to take more time. Take more time with the people. I'm gonna go to America. I have my passport now, so it's not far from me. I'm like at 3 hours from the border here. So that's not much. So just in terms of the other topics we can cover in any order. I'm happy to talk about just my life and career, talk about my journey on VeVe. We could talk about Crypto Auxerre, Crypto XR, and also the Apple Vision Pro or anything else. And if you want to chat about VeVeverse, I'm in the beta, so I can talk a little bit about it. But obviously, there's some things I cannot discuss there. Can't talk much, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know about your journey first, because there's pretty much a lot of things we know about you, about the VeVe community. Most of the people know you're the VeVe cap creator, if we can say, of the VeVe holder. But I don't know about your journey. But when I was reading about it on Twitter and on, I've done a little research. I know you got to Twitter, and you got something right at some place. I was like, oh, okay, there's so many things. Talk to me about all this.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit about that. So my background, I grew up in India. I've lived in India. I had lived in India for a long time. My father was...
Wait, for real?
Yeah, I grew up in... I was born and grew up in India. Studied in India. Yep. My family originally is from a southern part of India. Kerala is the name of the state. But my grandmother was actually from a part of India. So there were 3 cities in India that were French occupied back in the day. Most of India was under British control in the 19th century, 20th century time frame. And there were a couple of parts of India, Pondicherry specifically, which on the other side, you just missed it, go a little more to the right. Anyway, Pondicherry. You see that? Yep, you see that Pondicherry over the water there written?
I'm not sure.
Just on the upper, just where it's cut, where the upper part is cut. There's a word Pondicherry written. Yep. Keep moving your mouse a little more to the right. The other side.
Right.
The other side, other side, other side, other side, other side.
Other side, sorry.
All the way on top. Nope. Right? You were there. Go the other way. Yep. You see where the word is cut off? Pondicherry, big word.
But what's the word you're telling me? I'm sorry, I didn't hear well.
Pondichery. Look at the top part of your screen. You see there's a word cut off? Keep moving your mouse the other direction. Wow. Keep moving the mouse the other direction. There you go. You see the word Pondi in the water? It's written.
Oh yeah, Pondicherry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my goodness.
So
I was looking the other side
right.
completely.
So that was, the French kind of ruled that part. My grandmother is from that part. And so my grandmother and her brothers all spoke fluent French. They studied French in school. And the generation above that actually worked for the French government. So even after the French left, some of my family was getting pension from the French government. Yeah, it's funny. I don't get anything from the French government anymore.
I think I heard you talk about that in Auxerre, right?
Yeah.
I think you said that in Auxerre. Was like, what? Your grandmother got pension from France? Oh,
not her. The one generation before that.
One generation before, yeah.
But yeah, you know, so very interesting. So a lot of my family back then. My mother speaks French, by the way. So my mom speaks French too. Yeah, so she studied French as well because that was sort of is a second language in school at the time. But anyway, okay. So yeah, so that's.
You travel there still?
Not really. You know, my mom now lives in a southern India city called Chennai, so I go there. So I don't really go there, but that, you know, those parts still are very influenced by French cuisine and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so there's a little bit in that sort of way, you know, there's a little bit of sort of French connection there, if you will. And then but I went to the chemical engineering school in India. I studied chemical engineering there. Worked in nuclear fuels in India for a little bit. And then, yeah, so I was a little more technical in background, worked in pharmaceuticals for a little while. And then I moved to the US. I got my MBA, Michigan State University, first time in a cold place. Yeah, then after my MBA, I worked in consulting for a few years. I've worked with a large bank, with HSBC Bank, for almost 10 years, mostly in the US. So I worked in California for the most part for many years, and then I had the opportunity to be an expatriate. So I went as an international executive from the US to Canada, and I lived in Toronto for 1 year and Montreal for 1 year. So I had a team in Montreal. That's where I got. Maybe I'll show off my shirt as well.
Yeah.
So that's where I got my shirt. Yeah. So it's a custom shirt. Yeah, that's my last name. Yeah, so it's a custom shirt that my team gave me, you know, when I left Montreal. So yeah, so I obviously lived near Place Jacques Cartier in Montreal, right by the yacht club, by the water, by the river, and I've enjoyed my time there as well. But anyway, so that was sort of my banking career. After that, I worked at Visa for a few years. I used to run analytics at Visa for 4 years, and then I got a big break. So in 2015, I was asked to become a general manager for Amazon, and so I ran the credit card business at Amazon, and then I launched the Amazon Prime card. So the Prime credit card was something that was sort of the product that I ran as general manager there. So that was a pretty huge product for Amazon. More than 10 million people carry their card. They spend tens of billions of dollars on it. That card makes a lot of money for Amazon, even to this day. I also helped get other programs started there, you know, business card and some other things. But yeah, so after that, I had a lot of offers to run different types of companies and businesses. So I went to one called Tax Act, which was a publicly traded business, a company called Blacora. So I was a president there, named executive, and ran that for a few years, grew that, you know, stock by about three times. Then after that, I became CEO of another company called One Technologies, more in the credit scoring space. So these were all about $150 million companies. And then sometime in about 2020, I got into more of venture investing and private equity. So venture capital is more of investing in smaller early stage companies, and private equity is investing in bigger companies, but somebody else is making the investment, but you help them. So the venture capital side, for me, I had two areas of focus. One was deep tech, and one is AI and machine learning. So the deep tech side is anything that's physics and chemistry based companies. So anything from aerospace, you know, high-speed planes that fly at Mach 9, Mach 10. So I have an investment in companies that, when they're successful, they would be able to fly from LA to Tokyo in about 75 to 90 minutes. So what today takes about 14 hours or 13 hours would be a 1.5 hour flight. So I'm invested in those types of companies. I'm invested in
that's not companies. For travel flight, right? I mean,
it's passenger flight.
There's so much G in this speed. I was like, oh my god, we're not going to be able to travel.
Yeah,
with
but they're figuring out all of those things, you know. So
for real.
Yeah. So they're working on all of those things. By 2025, 26, there should be passenger flights, not by the company that I've put money in. One of their competitors, they already have a deal for about 90 aircrafts from United, American, and Japan Airlines. So that won't fly at Mach 9 initially. I think those will be sort of more Mach 3, Mach 4 kind of flights. But that technology scales and gets to,
that's still like 3 times the speed of the plane we got right now, right?
3 times the speed of the plane we got right now, and the other one more than that actually, and then it gets to 10 times the speed of the planes we have right now.
That's exactly the kind of thing I was talking about at the start of this podcast. I like things that talk about progress, and now you're talking about a so big leap in speed in travel. I'm like, what?
So interestingly, when you listen to the CEO of that company, most people think of it as flying at 9 or 10 times the speed of a regular plane. The way the CEO of this company looks at it is, it's a slow rocket. So it's a plane that flies at a much slower speed than a rocket. So
yeah, he's right.
So obviously,
but the payload is not the same to me. I feel like,
but they're working on it, right? So they're working.
We're going to be like in the sea now.
Yeah, they're working on all of those aspects of it. There's different types of technologies that are applied there. But anyway, so they're working on that stuff. So, but that's one of the things. So many other things like broadband technology, like investing in vertical farming, investing in different types of drone technology, investing in things that help with agriculture, look at those kind of things. Brain chip, brain computer interface. So it's 2 different companies. One puts it's a Neuralink competitor. It's probably about 1.5 years behind Neuralink. So they put a chip inside the brain. And Neuralink just implanted a chip inside their first human. They got approval for that. They've done that now. But this company's about 1.5 years behind. So same thing. So it's a chip that goes inside the brain, but helps with different types of things. And then there's one company which has the chip outside the brain, but communicates on the inside. So those kind of companies. So that was sort of, investing in those kind of companies was sort of one aspect of it. Another one is just machine learning and AI companies. About 4 or 5 years ago, I started putting money into, companies that use machine learning and AI in insurance, that use it in dental businesses, that use it in, a variety of different applications, recruiting, all those kinds of things. So so those are all, those have a high failure rate, low success rate. So you have to deploy a lot of money, small amounts of a lot of money to kind of see returns on it. But so I've done that. And then, the private equity side of what I do is helping a large private equity company look at somewhere between $1 billion and $5 billion valuation type companies. And they make the investment to something successful, then I get a finder's fee for it, and also help in running that business. So so that's sort of a little bit about my background and what I do outside of this space. Web3, NFTs. I'm not here to make money. Obviously, if I make money, that's great. But I'm really here to have a lot of fun. It's the fun part of what I do in my life. And metaverses, comics, collectibles, toys, these are for fun.
Yeah, that's the feeling you gave me right now. I feel like you're not there. I'm gonna say like a big part of me. I'm partly there for the money. I hold collectibles for my pleasure, for my fun. I won't sell them. I'm a collector. Before I was an investor in anything. But you feel more like, I'm going to buy only what I want. I don't fucking care about the money. So that's a different vibe, but that's not a vibe I dislike. I feel like I should be more like that, maybe. So, and since you invest for people or for other business into technology, what would you be doing if you will come across VeVe and you know nothing about it in your job in the weeks to come? What do you think it?
Say that again. Can you repeat your question?
In your job, if you will know nothing about VeVe and ECOMI right now, and you will have to
if I was new to it, if I was new to
make
VeVe,
an investment for any business you're working with or for, would you do it? What would you think about VeVe? You think it might be a good project, and with the perspective you got?
Yeah, so great question. Look, obviously that answer would be different 3 years ago or 2 years ago versus now, right? So when I look, if I'm in my day-to-day job doing things in private equity and things like that, and let's say I've got some money, what would I think about VeVe versus some of the other investments that I have? So to me, look, VeVe would never be something that's all in, right? So anybody who goes all into any NFT project or the VeVe or something, look, you just can't. That's a high risk situation. You have to have you have to be diversified. You have to have some money in mutual funds and things like that. You've got to have some money in real estate. You got to have some money in crypto. You got to have some money in, things like art, just depending on how young or old you are and what your horizon is, your investment horizon is. And so, you have to have some diversity in it. And I think, look, the future of the world is digital. The first mobile phone came out. From that day onwards, the number of mobile phones has gone up, not gone down. The number of people buying things online has gone up. The amount of things we buy online has gone up.
Yeah.
The amount of money we spend online versus in person has gone up, right? The ways in which we buy and pay, like earlier we would pull out a credit card and look at it and type the credit card number and stuff. Today it's sort of like there's memberships, and you kind of just, everything is a lot faster, friction-free, it's fast, there's security, there's trust, there's all those kind of things. There's so many players in the ecosystem, and you can buy almost anything instantaneously online. But if you think about the next iteration of that digitization, right, the ownership is going to become a factor. Blockchain, leave NFTs for a minute, right? Leave NFTs for a minute. The whole blockchain technology, where you can, in a transparent manner, exchange an asset and currency, right? In that manner. Now, there's many different ways in which, there's anonymity on, both sides, and there's a use case for that, where we don't know each other, but we can see each other's wallets and we can do a transaction. There's another mechanism where the governments force KYC on both sides, but we're still doing the transaction, and we can trade and do stuff. There's a different use case for that. And, there's purely digital goods that can go across like an NFT piece of art where there's nothing physical. It's just the digital art back and forth. That's one application. There's physical products, physical artwork, which you can kind of digitize and do the transaction on a blockchain, and the physical product kind of flows with it, whether it's sent or not, you can be an asset, right? You can hold art in a museum somewhere, but the
ownership will be staying yours,
or that art
because
itself,
you're the owner of the NFT.
Knowing that it's in a safe place. Gold can be done like that. Stocks and bonds. Like, how many people really get the stock certificate? You buy a stock, right? You're not getting a stock certificate. It's just a proof in some, company's freaking thing,
You got kind of a receipt.
Yeah, so you could. Those are the kind of things that companies and businesses they call real world assets, right? So to me, that technology of the blockchain technology applied to ownership, right? That creates ownership and transparency and trust and security. That's a space that's going to grow very rapidly. NFTs is just the tip of the iceberg. But when you expand that use case and you say, look, where all can it be applied in what we're doing today? Well, comics, blockchain based, that's ownership, right? It's eventually there will be more people.
I think where social media is going to be coming like used by the blockchain. I mean, with AI, we can have so much fake right now that when I'm gonna post a video in the future, I'm gonna have my receipt of my posting of this original video on the blockchain, because if someone's gonna be doing a deepfake, he's gonna have to link it to the real video to prove that I've said what is on this video. So if I didn't, that's not my video. I didn't said that. I'm gonna take the example of the N-word. Someone could make a video where they're putting me saying the N-word. I never said this, and you know, you understand what I mean by that. I'm losing my word because I'm a French guy, and sometimes I'm searching for them.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
I think you understand my point.
Yeah, you know, so the blockchain technology is one. I think that another one is AI, like you brought up. You know, yesterday I had a Zoom meeting with some people in our community, some very, very intelligent people in our community. They are, I won't tell you what they're doing. They will explain it to you, you know, to everybody. They'll come out and launch their product. The community is building a product, a beautiful product. Okay, it's not the Stacker and Dr. Profit. That's one. We already know about that. There's some other people in our community that are building an excellent product. It has a lot of AI built into it. They can take content that's produced, use AI to convert it into multiple languages, with speech, with text, with all that stuff, and then a lot of other feature functionality there. It's incredible. I had a demonstration of what they've built so far. I think they're going to launch pretty soon, so you'll all get to see it. I won't say whose it is. I won't say what it is. But again, just to that point, you know,
don't say anything.
AI can be
but
deployed.
Ask them if I can have them on my podcast.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely recommend that they talk to you to bring that product out, and after they launch the product as well. And I think my sense is that they're going to pick I think maybe 100, 150 people to first come on the platform. It'll be by invitation, so it's going to be, you know, they'll announce it, but they'll probably pick 100, 150 people to get into it first, and then, you know, they'll add more people soon after that, you know, and it's sort of the way how you scale it. But you know, you really want to be in the first 100, 150 people to get on the platform. I definitely want to. You know, I told them, look, man, like, you got to put my name. I
don't know what this is all about, but you make me feel like I want to be in the 150
You do want to be in. That's an incredible platform. I mean, what it solves for a VeVe customer, and not just VeVe, for others too. It's got other projects in it too. It's incredible. But anyway, leave that for a minute. But I think we're going down the broader path of AI is going to revolutionize what we do today. You know, what we buy, right? Or what we should buy. Like, you know, AI should help me decide based on what I have in my portfolio on VeVe or off VeVe, which, you know, if I have $10 more, $100 more, $1,000 more, or $10,000, right? What should be my next best purchase based on what's in the market and who I am?
What's in my preference?
Right? And what I like.
Yeah.
So those kinds of technologies are coming in. It'd be my belief that those will kind of revolutionize what we do. And it's just not NFTs, it's everything, right? It's all like when you apply that to like a metaverse, VeVeverse, to other things that you do. So AI is going to revolutionize that whole space. And I think another element to it is today AI is being looked more as a technology that can help communicate. To me, that's the surface of level of AI where I can chat and it's telling me stuff, and, you know, GPT type stuff. That's all superficial. That's the high layer. That's good.
Yeah,
the next layer is deep linking.
The iceberg to me. I know there's like so much big AI. AI exists already for over 10 years already to me. But the AI we got now is more responsive. It's able to communicate with human beings. That's what we saw in the news. But AI is so much bigger than that. That's the whole part of it, you know?
Yeah, but the deep linking of AI, so you can use AI to automate processes. So opening an account with AI, you know, buying things with AI, creating reports with AI, you know, all those kinds of things. So that deep linking of AI to automate processes, to me, that's sort of that next iteration of it. once you understand what you want to do, once then you can kind of do some of those things where you can automate tasks with deep linking using AI. To me, those are all sort of things that are on the horizon that are coming. And then beyond, if you think beyond blockchain and AI, the next big thing is also VR and metaverses and this whole Apple Vision Pro, spatial computing, many names for it, right? I have an Apple Vision Pro. It's mind-blowing. With my eyes, I can read. With my finger, I can click whatever I'm reading. There's no mouse or anything.
That was part of what I would like to ask you about. That was like, you got the Apple Vision. That's, to me, that's so too big an investment. But is that as much good as people are telling it is? I mean, I've seen Tony Duca from Cavernos. Yes. Every day posting on Twitter lately, I'm like, oh my God, he talks about it like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about it. Not that I don't want to buy one, but versus this or a Quest 3, is there so much of a big difference?
Very big difference. Very big difference. So I have both. So I have a Quest 3. I've used the Quest 3 for about almost 6 months, and before that I had a Quest 2 for almost 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. And then I've also have the Apple Vision Pro, and I also have the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, a different product, but I have that. I have an Nreal glasses as well with the inside lens on it and stuff. I have all these products. So, I would tell you that the Apple Vision Pro, the what's so special about the Apple Vision Pro is the following. First things first is the precision with which you can look at something and it knows where you're looking. So if you think about a keyboard that's this big, right? It's about this big with all the letters in it, right?
Yeah.
Normal keyboard. And it's visually there. It's just like a fake keyboard that's in front of you. And you're looking at the letters and it's typing the letters. Accurately.
Accurate. Oh my God, okay.
So
that's a little bit next level to me.
Every time you look at a letter, you have to do this, right?
Yeah.
So you look at a letter, you look at, let's say I'm typing your name, Jess. I look at J, tap, E, tap, S, tap, S, tap. And it's that fast. With this, it's that accurate and it's that fast.
Shit, yeah.
Or I can look at a microphone and tap, it comes on, and I say hi to Jess, tell him I'll be 20 minutes late. And it types all, with one tap, it comes on, my voice, it reads it, and tap, and it's gone.
Okay, that's nice.
So that is, and people think that Apple built this and stuff. And I don't know if it's Apple that's built it. So, I have gone in for an eye test. So when I went for an eye checkup, sometimes they give you those goggles and they tell you every time you see a light somewhere, you press the clicker, like maybe the older guys know what the hell I'm talking about. It's a field of vision, kind of. So there's little lights that flash inside your, thing. And every time you see it, so they kind of see what your field of vision is. That requires some degree of accuracy. When you go for an eye test, they tell you to look at a house, right? The distance, and they kind of do. Well, you know, that same technology they've brought into Apple, and they've perfected it, and they've, beyond just sort of having a covered thing, now they're see-through, right? So they've created that ability to use that technology with see-through, where you can see a house. So literally, whatever
you see it well.
Huh?
You see well through the lens.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. And then the biggest thing is you don't feel dizzy. Say that again?
Is that like sunglass when you look through it, or is that transparent like normal?
No, transparent. Glass? Transparent. You can do both.
It's so transparent. Okay, because when we look at them, it looks like they're sunglasses a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's just like I filmed a video. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I filmed like my house. Yeah. So this is a video of my house.
Oh, okay.
From inside the Apple Vision Pro.
Oh, okay. That's clear. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I can read small text and a password and a username through it.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
I mean it's great. And then with the Quest 3, you still get dizzy sometimes.
Okay.
I don't get dizzy with the Quest 3 normally, but when I went to my yacht in Spatial using my Quest 3, and I sat on a jet ski and I was riding the jet ski, not fast, but just that motion caused dizziness for me in a Quest 3. In a Vision Pro, there's no dizziness for me at least.
No
None. And Rolex has the dizziness problem. Rolex doesn't use his Quest 3 because he gets dizzy, but he is using his Vision Pro. So he'd be the perfect guy to ask about that question further as well. It is heavy. So the Vision Pro is heavy. Okay. They've done some good things with it. They've got, a strap here. You can put another strap here. You can, lie down and watch it. You can, they need to make it lighter for sure. They need to make it less expensive for sure. It is expensive. So those two things, you cannot deny. But if you look at the experience through it, so I think I was telling like a small group of people yesterday. I think there was about 20 people in that Twitter space. I explained this to them. So there's one app inside the Vision Pro where it's like a dinosaur app, right? So when you click it on, your whole situation becomes dark. It becomes black, right? Then it's like you're inside a immersive world. You feel like there's lava rocks in front of you. And you're inside. It's so real. It looks like you're there. There's these lava rocks. That's the situation.
Feels like IMAX 3D when we're
except that you're not seeing anything except this thing, right? So you feel like you're there. Then there's a little butterfly that comes up. Now, when you lift your hand up like this, right? You're lifting your hand up, but from inside, it looks like the butterfly sees your hand and is flying, and the butterfly comes and sits on your finger like this.
On your finger, on the
I mean, obviously, it's not a real butterfly, right? But it looks like it's flying and it's sitting there. Then there's a small little, like a baby reptile kind of thing, this size, that comes and it runs around. You think it's going to eat the butterfly. And then there's like a loud dinosaur sound, and a dinosaur comes, and you're like, oh my God. So you think that little thing is going to eat the butterfly. Then you think this reptile is going to come and eat you. And his mouth is right up to here. And he opens his mouth and his tongue and his teeth and stuff like that. It's so real. It's like your head is going to go inside that damn thing. And then, you're kind of like, okay, should I pet this dinosaur? Or is this like so you try to pet it, and it bends, it moves its face away, and it annoys it.
It's reactive as fuck.
This is just so real. I mean, so lifelike. Oh my God. It's just, that experience does not exist in the Quest 3. Does not exist. What the Vision Pro has done with this thing is make it so lifelike, so real. And then they have other experiences like it. There's one experience where, same thing, it gets dark. When it kind of suddenly the light comes on, there's a piano in front of you, and Alicia Keys is standing there. And it's so close to you. Like literally, when you look down, you see her shoes, and you can see every sort of wrinkle, on her skin or face or whatever. She's like right there, the microphone, and then she's talking to her rehearsal team there. And then she starts singing and playing it, and you just feel like you're inside the rehearsal room with Alicia Keys. And it's not two-dimensional; it's like 3D. It's you're in there. It's lifelike. It's immersive. And similarly, there's one with a baseball game where your face is just above the ground in a dugout, and you're seeing the game going on. Somebody sliding in front of you and stuff. So those things are just incredible. And then when you look at the Vision Pro, what you can do, that's immersive. So forget the immersive now. If you just look at AR, so I can see all my app icons in AR. When I click anything, like I can pick like my computer screen, or I can pick like Disney Plus, and I can make Disney Plus the size of the wall. So if you see the back wall there, so you can, it'll be like me, everything in my house is there, except the wall is covered with this thing. You can't see through it, and the rest of the house is kind of somewhat light, but the screen is full, so you can see. There's no need to have like a television that's 45 inches versus 60 inches versus 75 inches
Yeah.
versus 85 inches. That's all just, now it's all irrelevant, because you can
It's
make the
irrelevant,
screen
yeah.
as big as you want, and you can put as many screens as you want. So you can watch 15 games side by side. You can have
At
a
the
main
side
screen,
time,
side screen, side screen. You can have a different app that's running below it with scores, and you can have your X account on this side, and you can have, something else going on here. And so you're a
Can
fully
imagine
versatile.
sport fans,
Yeah.
or even I'm an old Magic the Gathering player. I can't imagine I have the perspective of two players in the same in the side by side screen, or even in sport you got like 4 angles for the balloons to look at
Anything.
it and that.
And then the funny thing is, you can walk, you can turn around, walk into
they're going to
the other
stay
room,
there,
and there's something else there. If you're in your fitness room, there's like a fitness screen, video, this, that, and the other above. You can have a rowing, like rowing kind of a thing right above your rower. You can have like a bicycle thing above your Peloton or whatever. You can
and they're going to be in use only when you come in front of them, right?
And it stays there.
Oh,
and then when you go to the kitchen, you can have like a book, like a recipe book right above your stove, right? So
I've seen that with Anthony. He got a video in which he got like his recipe in front of him. I was like, oh God, that's incredible. I can imagine people doing mechanics right now, putting goggles. Okay, this place gonna go there. Okay, great. Putting them out.
I think the future application, I haven't seen these in the Vision Pro, but literally, if you're somebody who's an aircraft mechanic, and the plane has landed and you have to go check it out. So when you look through it, you'll be able to, if something's wrong in the Vision Pro, it will tell you that this looks faulty. Or when you open the panel and there's parts inside it, it'll tell you what each part is while you're looking at it. And it'll tell you what's wrong. I think
about that for the health industry too.
And it'll tell you, first check this. Like if you want to open a watch, right? Like today, nobody opens their own watch to do anything. I mean, maybe you still should get professional help, but if you want, you can open the watch. When you open it, it'll tell you what every part is. It'll tell you which part is broken. And it'll tell you, okay, pick this type of screwdriver and to open this and lift this and do this, and then go to the next level. Or if you just look at the watch, it'll pull up the watch there, and then you put your hand like this and do it like this, and it'll open up all the layers of the
watch for you.
And what is inside your watch? Right? Like that kind of technology. Like if you want to learn how to drive a car, if you want to learn how to fly a plane, like you can look you can sit inside the cockpit of a plane, any plane, and see every, button, and it'll tell you, if you want to fly this plane, first you do this, then you do this, then you change this, then you change this, then you change this, while you're looking at it. Right? Like that technology, man, it's like how much fun can you have with it, and how much can you learn with it, and how much. Now you can come back and say $3,500 is a lot of money, but if I'm a mechanic and I can use that technology to learn and make my job better, $3,500 is nothing.
Now with everything you're talking about, it feels like it's nothing, but if I feel like if I'm waiting 5 years, I'm gonna have a better technology than that for a little less, maybe. But that's my feeling, because we got the first wave of the great technology about it. That's my feeling. Am I right?
You are. Yeah, absolutely right. Listen, but there's no reason to wait for 5 years to buy it, to experience it. You can go to an Apple store, and they'll give you a 20-minute demo for free. They'll adjust it for your eyesight. They'll put it on your head, and they'll show you how to use it, and they'll give you some experiences. This is not like, you have a 65-inch TV, and now a new 75-inch OLED has come out, and you need to go to a store to go check it out. It's not like that. This is like a radically different technology. It is, in our lifetime, there's a few technologies that are, significant leaps, like the way ChatGPT was certainly like a big thing.
Phone.
Yeah, I mean, it changed how, at least it's not new. It was not new to the big tech companies and how they handled it. Yeah. But it was definitely, life altering for a lot of consumers who never had access to that. We used to type Google and get one answer at a time or two answers, and then we have to search for the right answer and then click it and stuff. The level of abstraction that comes with a GPT was new to a lot of consumers, right? This one is quite phenomenal in many ways. Not one. The many ways are both the how you navigate with your eyes and gesture, and also immersiveness. Both.
Yeah. I feel I understand a lot more why they're not. Apple never talk about VR, augmented reality. No, they're talking about spatial computing, and I feel like, okay, they're weird with it a little bit, but okay, I'm gonna see. But now that you're talking about it, I feel okay. No, that's not augmented reality. That's feel like I got my computer in front of my eye, like ding ding, let's go. I'm having
augmented,
do things super easily.
Virtual, extended, all of those things happen, and they all happen like in a manner in which you really don't care. There's no button that says now let's do AR, now let's do VR. It does it all automatically. You pick what you want, and it'll adjust it to whether it needs to be AR, VR. And what's exciting, really, cavernous is compatible with the Vision Pro. So Anthony, I forget his last name, who's the CEO, he keeps posting. He has only 300 followers or 400 followers right now. I mean, we should all follow this guy, man. But anyway, he keeps posting stuff on it. So cavernous is compatible with the Vision Pro, and VeVeverse is being built on cavernous.
Yeah, so, that's what I was about to say. Now that we're talking about it, you got access to the VeVeverse. Can you access the VeVeverse on the Vision Pro?
I can't answer that question for you, my friend.
Okay.
But I cannot answer that question for you. But VeVeverse is built on cavernous, and cavernous is on Apple Vision Pro. That means at some point, cavernous and VeVe have to enable consumers to go into, accessing VeVeverse and the Vision Pro. I love the Vision. I love VeVeverse. I cannot explain too much about it, but it works very beautifully. It essentially has it has space. You have your personal space. You can have multiple spaces. You can invite people in, and whoever else is on VeVeverse, you can invite them into your space. You can enable some of them to just be a visitor. You can enable some of them to give them access to edit your space, so they can help you design your space. So you can hire a designer, really, and you can invite people who cannot mess things around, but they can have a good time. You can communicate with them in many different ways. Your avatar can talk to that avatar. You can see them in a Zoom-like screen, and they can see you in a Zoom-like screen if you like. And you can your avatar can be standing next to each other and talking while you can see each other's faces like this. You and I can, it could be in small while avatars are in our space. You can chat. You can do all those things. You can put beautiful collectibles right in the middle. And I think people make fun of me for this, but I have a lot of golden moments. I have all the golden moments, and I have them all in one room in VeVeverse, and the gold shines. When you go into that room, the gold shines. It's better than in the app. That texture is amazing. When you go and you see it, and you walk around it, and you can see the lighting effects in VeVeverse are incredible. They have all different styles of lighting, floor lighting. Where it's below, you can have that high beam straight flashlight. You can have like a broad overhead lamp kind of light up the whole area. So you've got all these types of lighting that exists. You have all types of materials with which you can design. So there's texture with which you can design things and make things look exactly like wood and like metal and all those kind of things. And then you can also bring in comics and this, that, and the other. And now the reason. Obviously, VeVe's kind of been pretty open about it. They've said, look, they accidentally invited a bunch of people in when they were setting it up. So they were setting it up to invite people in, but didn't intend to invite people in till there were a couple of more things that were fixed. I cannot comment on what those things are, but I know that the one thing that was an issue, at least for me, at least I would not have recommended bringing more people in till that one issue was fixed. That is now fixed. I can't say more. Okay. Yeah, I can't say any more about it, but it looks great.
There was an issue. It has to be fixed to invite more people. Now it's fixed.
And it's scaling, right? You have to scale. The app has to scale. The environment has to scale to bring people in. It was not scalable. It was great with VeVe once, but it's not scalable. And it would have created a poor experience for someone, even if everything is really good, but that one thing wasn't fixed. It just, people won't feel as happy and excited when they come in. Better to let them be unhappy on the outside and bring them in happy. That's my take on it. I think VeVe made the perfect decision on it. I know it's taken long. I know people have waited long, but I will tell you it's worth it. And that's just VeVeverse without the Vision Pro. And, obviously I won't comment on VeVeverse in a Vision Pro or whatever, but that would be something that would be absolutely stunning if it could happen. I mean, what I've seen in the this whole dinosaur experience I explained to you, right?
Yeah, that was something I was about to ask you.
Collectible and you put it there, and it all goes dark, and that dinosaur comes at you, and he's talking to you, and he's doing that, and you move this way, and he's moving this way, you move this way, and you make fun of him, and he kind of jumps on you, or you kind of smile at him, and he's happy. That type of interactivity with collectibles, that would be insane. I mean, I'm not saying it's there today with VeVe or it will happen with VeVe, but I'm just saying those are possibilities. And the other thing is, Tony has pulled up the comics. You can open the VeVe app, right? The native app, the VeVe native app is open. You can open it, right? In the VeVe, in the Vision Pro. You can't do AR, right? Because the whole app itself is an AR, so they have to enable you to take that asset from the app and put it in your environment AR. Something needs to happen there, right? But you can read the comics in your app. And you can make the app so big. The problem is even on an iPad, when you open it, comic's still small. It's only this size. Right? Like I said, you can AR it onto the roof and read it, which is good. But now you can open the app in the Vision Pro.
And scale the app to the size of your house.
Quality is amazing. Quality is amazing, and you can just flip the comics, read, walk closer to it, do whatever you want. You can leave the comics above, your study table or wherever
in
you want to be.
In the room.
Yeah.
Near the toilet.
It's great, man.
We were reading?
Yeah. So and I'm very excited also. Obviously, they have not disclosed exactly what's coming, but David and Dan are going to be in Austin. March 14th, they're at South by Southwest. It's the largest festival of its kind in the US. Maybe globally, I'm not sure, but lots and lots of people go to it, and it's officially, it's on the schedule. They have a space for, it says Marvel and VeVe, and CB Chbosky, that guy and another guy, the Marvel guys, they're going to talk about the new X-Men, the reboot of the X-Men, and if there was like this big, chaos. At the end of the last year with all the X-Men, they were dying and there was all kinds of issues. But anyway, so now there's a reboot of that X-Men. So they're going to announce that. And then also going to talk about digital comics. So we don't know what that is, but I'm super excited. I've got my ticket to South by Southwest. It's only 2 hours from my house, so I'm driving there. I'm going to attend that space.
Where do you say this is? I didn't see that.
I'll send you a link to it. It's SXSW. That's South by Southwest, but just look it up. South by Southwest, SXSW. The whole festival is 10 days. It's a very large festival. They have film track, they have music track, technology track, education track, culture track. They have all these there's lots and lots of things.
That's not really a technology event, right? That's music and
everything. So March 14th at 2:30 Central Time is that space. So if you look at the schedule, you'll see that. I'll send you all that, Jess. I'll send it to you later.
I'm on the website. Give me a second.
No, you want to get in right now?
I was listening to you, but I was like...
Okay, go to schedule.
Schedule overview is
yeah, schedule overview. Yeah, click on that. And then click on visit the schedule. No, go back up. Go back up. Scroll up. Yeah, view the SX schedule. Click that blue box. Yep. And go down and say full schedule. And pick 14th, where it says all days, pick 14th. Yep. And then scroll down till you see 2:30. There's a Marvel space. There's a lot of them. This is all 10 o'clock, right? Keep going.
2:30, you said, right?
Yeah.
Wait, right here.
Yeah,
Future
there
of Marvel
Future
Comic,
Marvel, yeah.
X-Men Digital.
Yep. Click on it. Yeah. Well, there's Dan Crothers on the right-hand side. VeVe Digital Comics.
You're right. Dan Crowder, VeVe Digital. Okay.
So it's Marvel and VeVe talking about comics, right? So very exciting. So we don't know what's coming up there, but I'm really excited. You know, the fact that Dan's there with the Marvel guys is very exciting, and I want to find out. I'm very excited about the, comics on VeVe. It's super exciting. This is a very, very exciting time, and I want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, you make me curious about it. I'm gonna have to make some research.
I'm curious about it too, my friend.
You talk about comic right now. You prefer comic to collectible on VeVe?
Yes.
What's your preference? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I came here for comics. I mean, I came to pick up Marvel Comics 1. That was when I entered the app in August 2021. And I had come in 6 days late. I think 6 or 7 days after the comic had dropped on the app, I came in. But I bought a lot. And to me, it was like a stock. Instead of buying like 15 stocks of Facebook or 20 stocks of Google or something like that, or Amazon or something, I said, look, I want to buy these Marvel Comics ones like a stock. I'll buy a bunch of them. And I want to just hold them for a very
long time. Still got a lot of them.
Yeah, I think I've got 670 now, so I do know.
Okay. So you said at the start of the interview, but that's not an interview, that's a conversation, that you don't buy for the money, but you got 600 MC1 and you're telling me it's not for the money?
Well, it's an investment for sure, but it's a long-term play, right? So, I mean, I'm very passionate about comics and stuff like that. So you're right, but it's not something that I'm looking to flip today and buy tomorrow and see if it goes up to by 50% or whatever. It's just a long-term. I'm very passionate about Marvel Comics 1. It's the first comic. I like all the firsts.
So you collect
the first, I love. First collectible on VeVe, the Todd, I love it. The first comic from Marvel ever is Marvel Comics 1. The first comic from VeVe, Marvel Comics 1. There's a lot of characters that are influenced by it. The first stamp on VeVe, Dia de los Muertos, very important. I have lots of those stamps as well. And when I look at those types of
Funko?
First Funko, yeah, I have that too. Yes. First Funko on VeVe. There's a lot of other things, right? So those things matter to me. The first set on VeVe, which is Todd plus the Reso plus all the others, the Becky Cloonan, that whole set is also very important to me. Those are highly collectible. When 5 years are gone, 10 years are gone, 20 years are gone, 50 years are gone, that first set is always the first set. Anybody new comes will always want that oldest. Even now, even think about Apple. People want that first iPhone. Not the best iPhone, right? There are a lot of better iPhones after that. But why is
collector don't want the second or the third if they can.
Get that too. But the first is super special. So the first comic, somebody will always want the first comic. Now you can say, but we have only so many users. There's 60,000. Man, that is today's problem. I don't believe that that's a problem for the future. So I have lots of them.
No, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go over 1 million users one day on VeVe. That I feel we only need the VeVeverse. To me, that's what we need. We need the VeVeverse to make it hype. But I agree to one thing: it wasn't the right time and the right timing. If maybe I was hoping for it like 6 months ago, but that was my feeling and my wish.
Yeah.
I didn't talk that it was a good timing. I mean,
VeVe is
Alfred
slow.
can't talk about timing.
Yeah, VeVe
He
is
said,
very slow. You know,
without the good
there's a
timing,
problem.
nothing works.
I agree with you, man. VeVe's been very slow. You know, development in VeVe has been slow. That's been the biggest challenge, right? David used vision. Incredible, right? He's an incredible collector, incredible vision. He's the visionary. If you think of A+, nobody will argue with you. Even the fudders, nobody will argue with you. His vision is not spectacular. Everybody agrees, A+ vision. And then if you look at the IP, David's ability to form deals with IPs, A+. Nobody will argue with that. They're like, even the fudders will say, look, VeVe, man, like they know how to get IP. They know how to do these deals. They're kings of this deal. So those are things that work well. But, you know, they're very slow to launch things. And it's not necessary. I'm not one of the guys who tell you that doing things very slowly is a good thing. It's not. You have to have speed. This is a business where if you have speed, that gives you a bigger advantage over everybody else for a longer period of time, which enables you to make more money, bring more customers, do whatever. But, you know, what I will tell you is that VeVe has struggled through some challenges, and it gives me a lot of hope that during the times that they have challenges, they didn't give up. They actually put more money, more time. They listen to people, and, you know, they're putting more and more into it. Now, I've started to see a lot of results come out of VeVe, which is very good. So you know, obviously you haven't seen VeVeverse. I have.
Already, s'il te plaît, shit. Yeah,
I
agree.
The app is good. MCP is coming about. I know there were delays with MCP. I know that some people still didn't have their MCPs correct. But, you know, if you look at the progress, we have MCP, we have levels, we're able to use our points. You know, that journey started. OMI, we've started to be able to get points for OMI. We're starting to get to the point where we get some bronze tickets and we can use those for something. Still don't have exchanges and all that stuff. And, you know, to me, there may be people who are very unhappy about it, and I have nothing to say to them. They have a right to be unhappy. They have a reason to be unhappy. If they're angry, they have a reason to be angry, right? But if you have a brain on your head, you will see the progress and say, look, in 3 years from now, do you think that they're still going to be stuck? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
think so. I think they would have solved a lot of things before that. I think they'll continue to solve a lot of things. When I look at the future, this is the place to be, man. This is the place to be.
Yeah, I think so too, because to say almost the same as you said, but in shorter form, when I want to vote on somebody, I'm looking for someone that's able to survive through rough time. Yeah. Not the freshly out of school, I'm gonna say, guy that say, oh, I've learned everything, I know everything, I'm gonna do it. Oh, wait a minute. This guy still got it, or it's been like 5 years. I mean, he's not dead, he's doing great, not bad. I mean, let's go, I'm gonna vote on them. So,
and just you obviously have been, you came to New York Comic Con as well, correct?
No.
You didn't come to New York Comic Con ever?
No.
None of them?
No.
Oh, you only did the Oxair one, Crypto XR.
Yeah, that was my first
one. Okay, so here's what I will tell you about you know, the US events. The Oxair event was still a crypto event, not that many licensors or anything there, right? It was a very different kind of event. When you go to like a IRL event like New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, BCon, what's very evident is, even though we're in a down market and all of that other stuff, all this part about NFTs and all this other nonsense, the licensors and the IP are very, very supportive of VeVe.
Okay.
You know, they are not backing off VeVe. You know, whether it's Marvel, whether it's you know, any of these other IPs, whether it's all these artists or not, they're all very heavily engaged with VeVe. Neither have they given up on VeVe, nor has VeVe given up on them, and nor is VeVe stopping to develop. Now, it's customers have, you know, some degree of sort of apprehensiveness. There's less people buying less things. The prices are lower. Someone like me, I see that as an opportunity. I mean, I don't, you know, obviously I'm not going to sell all my, you know, assets and go buy only VeVe stuff. But you know, there's a budget I have, and I'm spending a budget on VeVe, and I'm at, and you know, you can see all on blockchain. You know, they produce that every week or whatever. They put, I think I'm number 26 or 27 in total number of collectibles in it. You see, I keep buying. You know, every week I'm, you know, at least 15 to 50 collectibles. I keep adding, sometimes 100 in a week. And I keep adding and adding and adding. And I'm buying comics, I'm buying secret rare comics, I'm buying completing sets. I'm going back and picking up certain pieces that somebody accidentally dropped for like a low price. Or they just want to, you know, like people want to raise gems or whatever. And sometimes I'll switch a little. I don't sell very much, but every once in a while I'll probably mint hop a little bit. But yeah, so, you know, I'm not financial advice to anybody, but that's what I'm doing, you know.
Yeah, no, there's no financial advice at all, you know, on this channel. I don't want to suggest that at all. But I think that's still, I think I like VeVe for as an investment, but also for the perspective, as I said, I think it's going to be part of the human progress. Some people might say we are not going to progress with screen on the high. I'm like, yeah, but I think it's going to help us to connect and communicate more, because I think that's right. Sometimes we have too much time, too much our high on their phone. There's too much shorts to listen. People lose their time. I think with that technology, it's going to be easier to communicate and to put that useless time wasting aside and communicate more, having more experience. Because I think I don't have the VeVeverse. I just got the email of David Yu at Oxford. I'm pretty proud of it. And I'm going to ask him to have to be on the next wave if possible, because
you want to write to Eagle.
Gamer, and I want to build experience for the VeVe. If you write
to David, nothing will happen. He's not involved with it. No, you have to write to Eagle Eyes or Dan. Dan doesn't respond, though. Dan's busy, so Dan doesn't
Dan does.
But Eagle Eyes is the guy to write to. If you want in on that VeVeverse, you need to write to Eagle Eyes.
Okay. Because
sorry, Eagle.
Said, I want to build.
These people are going to flood his inbox now.
Yeah, but we're maybe going to put a beep at Eagle High, so nobody else maybe going to know about it. But
I just
you
put
know,
his inbox up. That's so funny, man.
Yeah. Okay. No issue with that at all. Yeah, I want to build in the VeVeverse. I got so many experience I want to make for people, because and I have one already built. I've talked with Reese in the past, and I've suggested to David, I want to make scavenger hunt in the future VeVe events where they're gonna go to some events place. Maybe with Omi, with some collectibles, and with content creator that's gonna be present. So I might need help in the future. When I talked about it to Dan and David at Oxford, it was like, that's a good idea. We're gonna talk about it. I was like, yes. Yeah. I think having a good time is gonna be at each event. It feels like it's common stuff, but I feel like we're gonna do more and have a better experience. I think it could be amazing. So that's one of the reasons I'm excited about this project.
So let me talk about one more thing. You know, just I think one of the things that you and I had chatted a little bit about, the VeVe Gold and Silver Logo Club. You know, 2 years, maybe a year and a half ago, you know, I'd heard about this VeVe Gold and Silver logo, and I met with David and Dan in New York. Not this time, the last time in 2022, and I heard David explaining what that VeVe Gold and Silver logo is, and he said, "Look, when I had a store, I used to give this, you know, a card out to my loyal customers. So when they keep coming back, you know, every once in a while, I would give them gifts. And it builds a relationship with some of my most loyal customers. And it also, you know, encourages them to come back." And he said, I wanted to do something like that in VeVe. And he said he's built these 500, you know, logo cards. And, you know, these are, you know, people that visit VeVe IRL in one of these events, he'll give them gifts, and you know, they would have access to him. And you know, those are, you know, customers that he wants to invite into the, you know, as VIPs, because you know, you're somebody who keeps coming back. He has a relationship with you, right? So when he has a party, he wants to make sure that the people who are regulars have the ability to come in, they're not left out. Like if you come for 5 years
Yeah.
and you come to a VeVe event, you can't go to the 6th time and not be invited, right? So it's his mechanism of kind of doing that. And he promised, people didn't take it seriously. To me, it was not a collectible. People sold it. People said, this is a collectible. Let me take the cash and go. To me, this is a group. It's a special access and a privilege. And to me, it felt like, where VeVe is in its development cycle, this is only going to get more and more, important, if you will. Not about the money, right? And that's when I formed the VeVe Gold and Silver Logo Club. And it was me and Rolex. Dr. Rolex, we started this thing on Telegram. Today, we have 207 people in that club. Everybody's in it. David's in it, Prophet, all the top collectors on VeVe, some of the
going to be in
influencers.
It here.
So, yeah, and you got one, right? Or are you getting one?
I don't got one yet, but when I saw David at the event, he was like, did you got your logo? I was like, no, that's the first time we saw you. I'm the French Canadian, like far away from you. The only thing I've done is 500 video for VeVe. That doesn't sure I deserve one. He was like, yeah, you're going to get one. Okay. I didn't want that
ID,
for
right?
I want,
You took your email address?
Yeah, give me his email address.
Did you write to him?
The message is not sent for one reason. He write it. I can show you after if you want. He write it, but I'm not sure about one letter on the email. Okay, so I was waiting for Fanny to tell me if it was what was the letter.
I can tell you what it is. I can give you that offline. I'll just send you a DM on it. I'll give you his email ID. So you can write to him on that email ID. Look, you absolutely should have one. And, people like you who are very, sort of loyal to VeVe. And, it's not of much use if you don't go to a VeVe event. If you don't go to a VeVe event, if you're too far away, you never go to an event, it's probably not as useful. You can buy it and sell it and make money or whatever, but it's not as valuable as if you go to an event. If you're close enough, if you have the intent to go to a VeVe IRL event, it's really amazing. You get like all these other things. And especially for someone like you who produces a lot of content and stuff, I'd love to see, someone like you join the group. We have a number of such people in the group. We have some athletes and actors and artists and stuff like that in there as well. And to me, I run the Telegram side of it, and I plan the event, one event. I do it as a fan event. So it's not a VeVe event. It's a fan event. Yeah. It's organized by me with the community. And we invite the VeVe team as guests. So, we are actually almost recognizing them, celebrating them, that kind of stuff, with artists and stuff. So that, and there's like now people in the community offering merch, and they do all kinds of stuff, right? But to me, that is the VeVe community. There's so many sub-communities. That's one of them. But I think to me, that's a very important one because it's directly connected to David and Dan. The card comes from David and Dan. There's utility every year and stuff.
I feel like it's the OG's VeVe fam. I feel like the VeVe holder logo. It's gonna be all the OGs, all the supporters, all those people that are there since 2020, 21, and that's the feeling. And I'm so proud that he said to me, you deserve one. You're gonna get one. I was like,
I hope you get yours soon, and I can't wait to welcome you into the group. And if you still don't have yours by March 14th, just let me know because I will be in Austin. So most likely I will get to say hello to David and Dan, so I can always remind him as well. So happy to do that.
I'm gonna write him anyway. You want some maple syrup because I'm Canadian and we create some in my family. Anyway, I give some to him in Oakshire, and it was like, oh my God, I was searching for some. Can you send me some more? And I was like, So I'm gonna have to write this email. And before we left, because that's been over an hour, 15 minutes, I don't want to hold you too much. We're having fun, but do you have any people you can suggest me in the VeVe fam as a future invitee? I already got VeVe Magic. She already accepted. I got David. He said he will be coming too. But I got many ideas, but I'm not sure who will be a good idea to invite next.
So a couple of great guys, a couple of great guests that you can have. First of all, I think Tony Pittman would be a good one. VeVe NFT Comics. So VeVe NFT Comics, he's the guy who's been posting a lot of stuff on the Vision Pro. He's a big Star Wars fan. So, you know, he's a hardcore Star Wars collector, like IRL, knows his stuff, Star Wars stuff very well. He's also, he was also a football player for Penn State. So he's played for Penn State. His father's played for Penn State. So he's an athlete as well. You know, a very high caliber athlete. You know, these are people who have built careers based on perseverance. And that passion, you know, the passion that you have is very important. You know, money is an output metric. You know, like if you go somewhere just to make the money, you won't make the money. The chances are you will not make the money. If you focus on the passion, like even collecting, if you're in it for the passion, if you're like following the comics, reading the comics, understand the nuances of it, then you'll understand the mints, you'll understand the characters. That's how you'll understand what could come. That's how you'd make the money, because you know stuff, or you have a better intuition. And to me, Tony is one of those guys. So he's an incredible guy. And he's very multifaceted as well. Good friend. So VeVe NFT Comics would be one. Dr. Rolex would be another one. He's an incredible guy. He's you know, obviously he's a massive collector, IRL. You know, lots of projects, not just VeVe, other stuff. So he's a great guy to connect with. I would say Dr. Prophet. I don't know if you know, he's a busy guy. If he can come on your channel.
Yes, maybe a busy guy. I feel like I'm a little
reach out.
Little guy for inviting.
Great guy. There's a guy called VeVe Darklink. He doesn't do much interviews and stuff. If you can get him, even behind a mask or something like that. So he's a Disney collector, incredible Disney collector. I mean, his whole family, for 3 generations, he's been a Disney collector. And I can't tell you exactly what, but he has the highest status within Disney, in Disney.
Yeah.
You know, very high status. So he can tell you all that. So he'd be a good guy. Sleep and Comics is a great guy. You know, Comics and Sean, like all the other YouTubers, you should get them all on. They're pretty, you know, they're very subject matter experts. They're really good. Metaverse Life is really good. Vibesman is really good. You know, these are all
already got
amazing.
Captain VeVe in line.
Captain VeVe, amazing guy. Yes, bringing Captain VeVe.
VeVe Meister.
VeVe Meister is
in
great.
April, he said maybe.
Yeah, VeVe Meister would be great. Felix is another amazing guy. You know, from the VeVe family Germany. He's not an ex. He's more on Telegram and stuff.
After the interview, after the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know them all.
Yeah, there's amazing people. You know, then the other people, Dana is really good. She's, you know, Dana Sensei. She's a Disney collector. She wins every competition in Disney because she knows her stuff. She would be a good one to bring on. I think, you know, Tasha would be a good one.
Fambam.
Fambam's a great one. Randy. Yeah, these are all fun people, you know. And then you can bring in, like, those are all, like, people you should, and they'll all say yes. You know, you just have to write to them. And I'm sure they'll all say yes to you as well. I'm trying to think. You know, we have so many amazing people in our community. You know, so many. Mr.
I know that. I was like, I'm gonna ask Sanjay. You know most of them in real too. You encounter them, so I was like, I'm gonna ask him who's gonna be one of the next.
The only one is Mr. 41.e. He's amazing. His collection. You know, his collection off VeVe, the Bored Ape, the punks, all that other stuff. He's got amazing stuff. And then on VeVe, he has like over 141 mints and stuff. So he's amazing guy. Just I've met him IRL. Super guy. Amazing guy.
Super. Oh, okay. Perfect. I'm gonna have the list. So we're gonna say goodbye to each other. I think it's been over an hour, 20 minutes. It's been an amazing time to talk with you. I hope we're gonna be able to talk further. Maybe
anytime.
March. But
yes,
I'm not
absolutely.
sure. Maybe March, April. No, I might not be able to go in Austin in March. I'm gonna look at it, but yeah, I hope we're gonna be able to talk in the near future.
Pleasure. Thank you very much for having me on your channel. It's an honor and pleasure to be here. You know, big hello to all the people that listen in French. You know, I don't speak French, but I hope there's a translation that you can kind of see. I want to say thank you again to everybody, and thank you very much, Jess, for having me here. It's an honor to be here.
That's it. Peace, everybody. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to smash the like button, and see you later.
See you. Bye-bye.
Emotional, damn it!
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go.
You better smash that fucking like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Ready?